De Meo Corpore by Joshua C. Allen. To my mother and father, without them my body would not be. I sing of my body. I am in tune with my body. Therefore, I know what goes on. First of all, when I happen to take baths at home in Kokomo, especially if I have gone 2 or 3 days without showering, whenever I run my hair underneath the faucet to get it wet before I shampoo it, little grayish-white particles of grease come out of my hair, and they just float there, spinning in the water right in front of me. When there is a great quantity, I gather it all up, put it on one of my fingernails, and study it. In my studies, I have developed the motivation to collect all this grease in a jar for a long period of time and eventually have an impressive mass of my own head butter. I would collect it religiously and hope that someday I would run across a purpose for it. I'm just not sure what function it could perform, so I never do it. I normally shampoo twice on these occasions. The bottom right side of the back of my head possesses a cowlick that forces the hair in that area to grow up and to the left. It is a vertical patch of hair that is growing in the opposite direction that it should be. And the 2 times I have grown my hair out long, it has presented some problems. Also, I have always had to part the hair in front of my face to the left, the majority to the left, and then a small amount to the right, which in my days I have realized that most people's hair parts the other way. The way I see it in the mirror is the way I see it on everyone else. This is deceiving. It took me a long time to understand the product of a reflection, that it was reversed. I have been told by many of my acquaintances that I have longer eyelashes and smaller ears than most people. The eyelashes have never caused me to be on the wrong end of a joke, but I am afraid I cannot say the same for the size of my ears. My left eyebrow sweats, not insanely. It doesn't pour out like some brow Niagara, but nonetheless there is some sort of liquid that surfaces. The odd thing is that the right one does not at all. Why this is a curious happening is that it seems to happen most often when I am at rest, and not when I am necessarily overheated either. For whatever reason, it bears fluid. Though only my left eyebrow sweats, both my eyebrows share a dandruff problem. At least, I believe it to be dandruff. It resembles what I have witnessed in Selsun Blue and Head & Shoulders commercials. They show a man highly displeased with the dandruff that has accumulated on his shirt. The shampoo looks exceedingly foamy in the commercials. A white bubble mass is always ornamenting the guy's dome. The shampoo people are prepping him for something. He was tricked into being their maze rat.
John, we're going to apply this radioactive paste to your head. It will travel through your scalp and coat your brain. You are going deep into space.
I have tasted my own earwax. I haven't indulged in a while, but I recall doing it as a kid, and it was really bitter. My earwax is bitter. So is my heart. No, I'm just kidding about my heart. I can inhale intensely enough through my nose to cause my nostrils to collapse and close up. This trick seems to please my friends greatly.
Ew.
I can produce a suction-like effect in my throat that sounds a pop with an amphibian-like timbre. Then there is Tuvan throat singing, which is a whole other animal. Occasionally, I will get a pimple that, when disturbed, causes a sting that is felt in an area far from the vicinity of the specific pimple. For instance, I could scratch a pimple on the top of my shoulder and suddenly feel like a needle has swiftly poked the bottom of my back 2 feet away. I cannot explain it, but I have asked around and no one else has admitted to ever experiencing this. I have had no alarming acne since my brief relationship with Accutane when I was in the 10th grade. Accutane commits moisture theft of your skin. I remember near the end of the treatment, when the dryness had reached unparalleled proportions, negotiating some dry, uncanny zenith, having to coat the inside of my nose with petroleum jelly so it would not bleed. My mother thinks that the drug altered me mentally and has left me depressed. I truly cannot say yes or no to such, for I do not remember ever being more or less happy than I am right now. When I scratch my body anywhere, though especially my arms and neck, my skin tends to get very red, more red than does the skin of other people that I have been exposed to. It is kind of a novelty among my friends. They enjoy watching it grow troubled so quickly and intensely. I imagine it is the result of blood vessels being very near the surface, so the irritation is more noticeable. I will not tell of my scars, however, because I rarely entertain the thought of them. They have never been the subject of investigation, nor has the memory of their genesis remained. I consider them forgotten. To be continued.